What's going on, everybody? We've got the new Milwaukee M18 boom light here, and as you can see, I have the old M12 underhood light, which I have really liked. Actually, it's kind of been mixed reviews of people that have or have not liked it. One of the downfalls I will say about the M12 light was the magnet was strong, but it had to be on like a really smooth surface. But I just wanted that here to compare size-wise to show you how much, much difference in length they are and how much difference in size you have. So that way you can have much more reach, and it's a way brighter. It's 2,500 lumens. Part number is 2129-20. And what's super nice is the magnet on the bottom is super strong, although it didn't look like it when I was moving that around. It's because they also come with this rubber protective boot, and that's because after you're done using it and when it's, you're on a rusty car or whatever, you're gonna pick up metal and rust and all sorts of other crap. So when you go to store it on your toolbox or wherever you may store it, you don't wanna scratch it up. So they give you this boot so you can cover it up and keep from having to scratch up your box or wherever you're storing it. So that is super nice, and it's a thicker rubber, so that's why it's not super strong when that's on there. What they do is, if you look right here, when you pull that handle, it pushes that out, and that helps you release it because it is so strong. Because when you're moving this light, the last thing you want that to do is come undone and fall when you're underneath a truck or a car or whatever the case may be. One of the best things is on a standard 18 volt 5.0 battery, it lasts 4.5 hours on high at 2,500 lumens. So it's a really long time on a 5.0 battery. I don't know many jobs that I'm working on for 4.5 hours straight. So that is super nice. A couple other cool features. You have a power button up here, which is nice. And then obviously you can adjust your brightnesses on the other side right next to it as well. But they also put a power button down at the base as well, so you can turn the light on and off from the base. So that way, if you're not, wherever you're working, or if you slide out from under the car and you want to just turn it off from there, you can, which makes it super nice. Now, it's not all sunshines and lollipops and all that things. It's, there are some negatives that I don't like about it, and one of those being they did not do the magnets on the arms like they did on the M12. That was one of the things I loved about the M12, is on the arm they had a built-in magnet, so you would be working underneath the car and you could just slide this out, throw whatever bolts and nuts that you're working on right here. You didn't have to worry about putting them in your stool or throwing them on the ground or whatever the case may be. You had a nice little spot to throw just a couple extra nuts and bolts on. They did not do that on this one. I'm really disappointed. Now, shout out to Nick, Tools R Us. He had a really good idea to glue them mag rails on here, so that way you could have magnets on the arms. But that may work. I don't know if that'll work for sure because it doesn't indent very much, so you'd have to have a pretty thin magnet, but it is an option. At least you could do one, I guess. So I'm not 100% sure. So either way, other than that, that's honestly my biggest negative to it. The other big negative to it is the price. $279.99 isn't cheap, but you do get a lot of light for that, and like I said, the magnet is extremely powerful. So it really just depends on how bad you want it or don't want it, because at the end of the day, do we need tools like this? No, we don't. Do they make the job easier? Hopefully. That's the goal, right? That we don't have to be going around dragging around a bunch of different lights and trying to get the right good lighting, whatever. You have over 900 degrees of rotation with this thing. You can rotate it this way at the base, then obviously that way, and then same at the middle point, and then each point has its own pivot, and then the same thing here. Pivot, pivot. So you have so much adjustment with this thing. It is absolutely fantastic. So I think it's gonna be a great option. It's really just gonna depend on if you want to spend the 280 bucks on it. All right, so let's get to the fun part and show you how strong this magnet really is. All right, I'm trying to get everything in the picture where it's hooked up here and then my feet down here. Hopefully it is, but if it's not a big deal. Now, I don't weigh 200 pounds. I weigh 150 on a bad day and like 145 on a good day. So you can see it holds me just fine. Now, I did have a friend who was doing some work on my house today stop out at the shop before he left, and he weighed 200 pounds, and I had this all set up to film, and he did it, and it held him just fine as well. So, and he's right at 200 pounds. So, just, again, you're not doing pull-ups with a Milwaukee light. I totally understand that, but it's just to show how strong that magnet is. And as I said before, you want it to be strong because, whoops, that'll be a good one for the bloopers too, but you want it to be strong because as you're making those movements and moving that around, and if you're working on heavy equipment or diesel or something where you're not on a lift, the last thing you want is for that to fall on your head if you're on a creeper, or even if you're standing up underneath it. You don't want it to fall off and hit the ground or whatever the case may be, so you need that strong magnet on there. So that's what's super nice about it. And it just shows, you know, that they're not just touting out numbers and they're not accurate. So I don't like it when companies do that. And so in this case, they are not. So overall, I am really excited about this light. I've actually already used it and it worked out absolutely fantastic for me, but I've only used it a handful of times. Not enough to give you my overall opinion on whether I really like it. So far, so good. I really don't have any complaints outside of, like I said, the magnets not being on the arms. I don't know if I'll add, you know, magnets like Nick was saying. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet or not. I'm just going to use it the way it is for a while, probably at least a couple months or so, just to see how it works out and then go from there. If I want to add the magnets after that, I will do a follow-up video anyways to give you guys all my final thoughts and overall ideas on, hey, yes, I think it's worth buying, or maybe not. We'll see at that point in time after I've used it for a long time. So as always, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching the videos. Thank you for supporting the page and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all of the love and support. It's been absolutely fantastic. I did hire an assistant. She was the one recording earlier today and helping me out. So we are going to be doing much more videos coming soon. She's actually not doing social media as an assistant. She's actually doing the shop, but that frees me up to be able to film more content and bring more videos to you. So not only am I going to bring more tool videos, but I'm bringing you more automotive industry related videos as well, shop related videos, things like that. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya. Peace.